In the book of Numbers, chapter 13, it talks about when the Hebrews have left Egypt and they're heading towards the promised land, and Moses sends out 12 spies basically to go across the river and spy out the land of Canaan, each spy representing each tribe of Israel. And in chapter 13, it mentions that for the tribe of Judah, it chose Caleb, who was a Kenizzite. Now, what I can gather about the Kenizites were they were a tribe that was originally not part of the Hebrew tribe, a tribe that descended from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but that was absorbed in and became part of them. So it was basically adopted in. What I can tell is the Kenizites were a border tribe in the north of the land of Canaan, and probably became part of the Hebrew people when they were in Egypt. And Joseph, the coat of many colors, Joseph was there in Egypt and had influence in Egypt. So when the Hebrews became slaves, the Kenizites were part of the people that got enslaved also. Now, of course, that was, you think 400 years of being slaves, but being a Kenizzite, maybe they kept part of their traditions, culture, maybe what they wore, and most likely was just a way to differentiate a person's name. Just like a surname does now, the last name. So you say Caleb, can't remember his name. Most time they, be Caleb, son of whoever, the Kenizzite. So anyway, in chapter 14, it mentions when they come back and they tell what was going on, and the story of 10 of the spies said the people there in Canaan are they are large, they're well equipped, the cities are heavy fortified, we cannot take them, it is hopeless. And of course, Joshua and Caleb go and tell the people and Moses, their leader, that they can do it if God wills it and they are on God's side. And people are the Israelite people as a whole are upset that they want to go back to Egypt. And Moses, Aaron, his brother, Caleb, and Joshua beg on the behalf of the people to trust God and to go in. But of course, God is upset, and eventually, with not only their lack of faith, but then later with them worshiping the false idol, that they have to wander to the wilderness for 40 years. So I think during this time that Caleb is with the Israelites and wandering the wilderness, and also doing battle with nomads and raiders that are in the area that are preying on the Israelites and other people in the wilderness. In the book of Numbers, chapter 34, Caleb is selected again by the tribe of Judah to divide up the inheritance that the tribe of Judah gets from the land of Canaan. So each tribe gets their own partial, and Caleb's job is to divide that among the tribal leaders within the tribe and the families and whatnot. So this is, like I said, it's a big commitment and a big leadership role within the tribe of Judah. And so this whole time Caleb is with the Israelites. And in Joshua chapter 14, Caleb, this time, Moses has passed away. Joshua is in charge of the Israelites, and they are on a military campaign to take over the land of Canaan. That is basically Joshua's job. Is after Moses died, people get across the river and they start to take their land back. So Caleb goes to Joshua at this time, and you gotta think they known each other for a long time, and probably trust each other wholly. So he goes to Joshua and reminds that Caleb was 40 years old when they first went in to scout out the land of Canaan. And now it's 45 years later. So Caleb is 85 years old now, and he's still doing battle with Joshua, alongside Joshua and other fighting men, conquering their promised land. And Caleb basically tells Joshua, I'm ready for my inheritance of land for myself, my tribe, my family. And Joshua gives it to, basically, from the Judah's part of land, you can choose whatever you want. And Caleb, at the age of 85, chooses part of land that has inhabitants, which is called Anakim. Anyway, and these people are known to be, some interpret as actual literal giants, or they're just well-armed, vicious, probably taller on average than Israelites kind of people. Either way, they were brutal, and they had heavily fortified cities. And at the age of 85 years old, Caleb chooses that piece of land to go and to take on this big task. And through all that, from being faithful to God in the beginning, when his name is first recorded in Scripture, of being a scout for his people, to being him and Joshua being the only ones that see all the wonders of leaving Egypt, parting the Red Sea and wandering in the wilderness, crossing the Jordan and going into the promised land and conquering it, and kept his faith, but kept his faith at an old age, and still took on challenges at an old age when any sense would be to, 85 years old, you're looking to retire and take it easy, and most likely there's pieces of land that he could have took and been easy to farm and not have to worry about, probably raiders, and definitely not doing battle with brutal people that are bigger than you and have heavy fortified cities to try to take over. But he kept the faith and kept going when all else would make sense to relax and sit back and enjoy the life that you deserve, as people would like to put, which would make sense. So, just to be like Caleb and keep his faith so strong, and to keep going all the way to the end of his life is very encouraging and very inspirational to, no matter what stage of life you're in, is to always look for what's the next challenge could be. His next challenge, after all the challenges he's been through, he chose another fight, maybe the hardest one yet,